They've been absolutely stacked since that CCA Summer Series and have been playing ever since. In CRL, let's give you a few more stats here. In the goal department, Angel, Tool, and Daunt, respectively, 53, 55, 52. And assists, 42, 38, 46. Anybody can get it done in any place on the pitch, and they can catch anybody by surprise. They've got so much versatility. That's why I say that West Virginia is going to inch out this game against Harrisburg.
Those are pretty hard stats to argue with, to be honest. But you know what? We're going to find out right now which one of you or I are right. This is honestly a coin flip. Who shows up today early on Saturday morning? Is it going to be Harrisburg? Is it going to be WVU? We're finding out right now, ladies and gentlemen. Boost on the Beach 2024 kicking off right now.
No better matchup to start off with as well here in Group A. We'll get to Group B a little bit later, but these two teams are ready for it. We saw them warming up. We know that they're inching even higher and higher in the energy department as well, but you gotta calm those nerves. This is a live environment. Sure, it's not loud yet, but it will be down the line, and they want that hot start in this best of three. And we kick off now. Game number one, 5 minutes on the clock. Boost on the Beach 2024 begins right now.
Oh, Bearlight, I am thrilled for this one. Let's see who's able to come out early on.
Right off the bat, you see Demos there at midfield as Harrisburg will turn on this one. Easily handled here in the corner by Angel, and he'll kick this out to midfield. Was intending to find Daunt there at midfield, but Harrisburg, they are wise to it now, and Daunt will play over the wall. He's got room to work with now. Next, the last one back, and he'll handle it with ease here in the corner. Actually a mishap, but they do clean it up. As it will go to midfield here, and Tool will turn it in. Right now, both teams have had offensive possession time, but just as we expected, lots of defense, no real true chances have developed yet.
Well, you always harp to me, defense wins championships early on. So if we're seeing a defensive struggle here, that's because both of these teams are top tier. They're not going to want to give up any ground whatsoever, and a goal even much less.
Next, already showing off those mechanics here from basically his own side. Shot taken. Ticarel followed up by Next. Next set it up, took it all the way down the pitch. And then he also finished it as Polar was able to cause some chaos, and Ticarel with the assist.
Yeah, a little bit awkward there for Angel, trying to come off the corner there, and just the ball slipping right by. Early goal for Harrisburg, setting the tone for this match. Let's see how West Virginia responds.
And I talked to Daunt before this in an interview with West Virginia that I had, and Daunt was saying that he's trying to develop as a player, and he's done just that with some RLCS experiences. But right now, you can tell the nerves getting to him a little bit. Next, that's his second goal of game number one, and a 2-0 lead here for Harrisburg.
I mean, we talk about Next coming from the freestyle game, right? This is one of his first forays into the competitive side of things. And boy, what a start. First 2 goals, 2/3 of the way to a hat trick here in our opening matchup.
Yeah, we were talking, Ticarel, Polar, they've got the competitive experience. Next is coming in as a freestyler. He's the one getting it done right now in the goal department. They got to find a way to shut him down, right? You got to take away that space. They operate there, but Daunt had some space of his own. We'll press in the corner now as Angel left watching it, and the backtrack here too. Ticarel already on it, bumped off it. Polar shot taken, can't get to it. 3-0 Harrisburg.
Wow, let him cook. Off the left side here, Ticarel, beautiful pass. Polar taking advantage, and an absolute blistering shot right over the shoulder of Daunt.
Yeah, Daunt caught on that back wall. It's very difficult once you're at that level to elevate yourself even further. They found that extra space, and that's what Harrisburg's really been doing well, is those little tiny details where West Virginia has been a little bit iffy. Able to do it. Now a bump returns a favor. Daunt out in front, off 2 posts. Wasn't able to get it done, and Polar will try to control here. It does a great job. West Virginia, they finally get some life, but weren't able to finish.
That's all right. Sometimes it's plays like that that get you started. Yeah, you're down 3-0, but you've got 3 minutes left in game number 1 here. And plays like that, showing that you can develop pressure on the pitch, is huge. But already, pressure again on the Harrisburg net.
I like the decision making there from Daunt to fall back. He was going to be beat to that by Harrisburg. You're West Virginia. Still have 2:40 left in this one, so can't call it here in game number 1, especially when Angel is carrying it over the entirety of your team. Luckily, Next stayed put. Here's Polar to clear the zone as well. Harrisburg does not like to spend time in their own end. They're very efficient getting it from their own half to the other side.
Oh, absolutely. The passing game on point. And with next this wild card, you kind of just let him take over the game at some point, right? They're facilitating him getting the ball, and Polar's doing a great job also finishing up at least one there to put them up 3-0. Now 2 minutes left on the clock. West Virginia, yes, still technically plenty of time, but they're running out here as now 60% through the clock on this one. They're going to want to get a goal here fast.
If you ignore the first couple minutes, which you can't do on the scoreboard, then for the remainder of the series, at the very least, I like the decision making. It's really been amping up for West Virginia. You see them playing more patient. You see them allowing the play to come to them to some degree. Now, you don't want to do that too often when you have next on the other side, but they have been making the right decisions to not catch themselves off guard. But right now, left on a platter. Polar will take that all day long. He says, I'm farming an A right now, 4-0 for Harrisburg.
I mean, look at this. Half shot, or halfway field. Oh, I don't even know. I'm just so amazed. Next takes the shot from half field. It goes off the crossbar. Polar is going to eat that up, 100%.
Gotta get that touch.
Blistering shot.
Of course it happens right when I was talking about the great decision making by West Virginia. Of course it would.
Well, you can't cover that, right? It's coming in so hot, hits the crossbar at a perfect angle for Polar to take advantage. Now 4-0 in favor of Harrisburg.
Angel, that's a good setup though. Shot taken, back wall covered by T. Carell. Was credited with the save, so it was technically on target there. Falling back here, West Virginia. I mean, your goals shift here suddenly in game number one to, hey, we still have time to win this thing, to, hey, we need to put a goal on the board here and then talk. That pass just a little bit too hot to handle as well from Soul. He'll try to tap it back. Back pass, but T. Carell is already there. He'll pop it high. Angel was up so quickly. Tries to get this extra touch, but it just kind of found its way to the back wall. T. Carell will do the rest with an extra demo to kill more time. Now it'll be Polar stepping up 5-0 from Harrisburg. I'm going to tell you, Xander, not what I expected, but I love to see it.
Well, you know, games like this with teams of this caliber, you're going to see a game like this and you're going to turn around and it's going to be a 0-0 struggle in game two, going to overtime for golden goal.
Yep.
West Virginia is going to have the right coaching to turn this right back around in game number two. Clearly at this point, a little bit out of grasp. With 42 seconds left on the clock, Harrisburg has really just turned up the momentum basically from minute one and been piling it on. Their defense absolutely spectacular, but West Virginia, like you said, just trying to get a goal on the board, get some momentum going before we reset the clock.
And that's exactly right, because no matter if Harrisburg gets this next one, which almost happened, Tool was able to make a big save there, but no matter if you lose 5-0, 6-0, 12-0, doesn't matter. It's game one's over, right? And they do get that goal on the board here. Todd's the first one to do it. As he took it from midfield here, T. Carell was just up to challenge, and the dunk works. I mean, it didn't look exactly pretty, but the dunk is there nonetheless, and it'll maybe spark some future goals here for West Virginia.
100%. What does that do to the mentals of West Virginia and really just getting something through, right? Even if they're able to get maybe even a second one through, they go, oh, okay.
Yep.
We are ready for game number two because, like you said, best of threes. There is almost no time to figure out what the other team is doing. We know what Harrisburg's doing. They're scoring goals.
They are. They're winning games. Right now, off the bat, like we said, best of three. Harrisburg takes game number one here at Boost on the Beach 2024. And looked good doing it. A dominant performance overall. It was next kicking us off with the goal scoring, but everybody involved here. T. Carell had some big moments there. Polar had a couple of goals that really showed his true nature of goal scoring. And really a well-balanced effort that I was talking about West Virginia having. Well, Harrisburg, of course, they've got it as well.
Smiles on their faces, some stretches.
Yep.
All right, we're just getting started here today. Polar making sure to stay hydrated because there's a lot of Rocket League to be played today.
It's a long day. A lot of talent here as well. This might be their toughest score. In fact, it is their toughest matchup on paper.
On paper, 100%.
For the rest of the day. So they came ready to play. Can West Virginia answer here? Game number two will be that testing ground. Will we be able to bounce back and give them a run for their money? Because, I mean, this is a team that we had maybe third in our power rankings. So West Virginia, where's your answer? I want to see it right here, right now.
What, whether or not West Virginia is going to be able to come back? I mean, we've talked time and time again that between a lot of these top teams, it is a mere coin flip, and it's really comes down to how quickly they can reset.
Yeah.
A team with this much experience able to reset. I think we go to game three.
I love it. I've already changed their minds in
Who
the pregame
wins
talk,
that?
honestly.
I don't know, okay?
No,
But
that's fair. Harrisburg a chance to close out. Game number 2 has started. And West Virginia, Angel looking for Tool, but that one's right all the way by Polar. That I've seen this combination too many times in RLCS. I know what to expect here. And just jumped in the way as T-Girl will try to take it from here. That was a quick catch and flick. I'll get it past one member of the defense. That just falls back to next. I will tell you one thing, Harrisburg has definitely been catching the better of the bounces thus far. It led to a couple of goals last time around, but now kind of tripping over one another, trying to get it towards the opposite zone. But Don with a big clear, wide open. And now it's Harrisburg making some mistakes. Credit to West Virginia, they're up 1-0.
First lead of the tournament, first lead of the match here. Don with the long shot, catching Harrisburg a little bit too much on the front foot. He said they didn't like to spend much time in their side of the field. Well, they took advantage of it.
They said 5 goals. They're definitely aggressive on the offensive side. We'll catch them sleeping.
Oh, yeah. And that's just great adjustments to be made, right?
Certainly is. That's exactly what you're talking about pregame. We're going to follow it up as well here, Angel. Next on the touch, shot taken. Catching next by surprise. He does get it across. Great recovery speed to get there. Kind of hang here at midfield. DeCarell turns it right back in. West Virginia on the backtrack now. Angel does get back there too. Forward to follow up, shot taken. Easily handled by Daunt now. And next will play in corner. We'll try to clear the zone too. Daunt wasn't able to get the touch, but it serves as a vague opportunity here to play low. But it will eventually fall back to next, and they've got to clear as well. And with 3:36, definitely a more defensive game. A lot like what we saw in the first minute, but that one just out of the reach of the West Virginia.
Yeah, at this point, we were already seeing 2-3 goals from Harrisburg. Now none to their name, one on West Virginia. Polar going to be taking this one up the middle, a pass to T. Carell, but Angel getting there first.
Nice little chip into the zone here from Harrisburg. I will go ceiling with this one. He's got great speed here to try and follow up, but couldn't quite catch up to it. He had poked that out a little bit too far. Now Toll, good chip across, even went for that bump, which would have been from his peripherals, so that would have been a difficult read to make. He almost got it done, but Tool now play it in. Daunt was up for it already, but T. Carell was as well. Now Angel, the challenge, but Polar was up quick again, all the way up to the ceiling. And next we'll leave it for T. Carell back there. Polar almost got a redirect too. T. Carell recognizing only one back there for Harrisburg, so he'll be just playing backwards towards the defensive side and try to play in. Another dunk from Daunt, the freshman stepping up, and he's been the difference maker for West Virginia. They're up 2-0.
2 minutes, 35 seconds left on the clock. They've got a comfortable lead, the comfort goal, you might say. And I don't want to call it now, but they've got a history of reverse sweeping top teams here. And I know that reverse sweep is kind of different in a best of 3, but recently taking down Akron Blue in a reverse sweep, a RLCS top 16 qualifier.
I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to jinx it. You're trying to make your prediction come true, all right? I won't let that happen. Now, fair enough. I mean, Harrisburg's already, they really outplayed West Virginia in game number 1. Give it to them. All right, now this will pop a little bit high. Angel's looking for Daunt, and sure, feed the hot hand at this point. Bowler plays to the sidewall. We'll leave it for T. Carell. He'll play it in. Tool should be able to get this first, and sure enough, will. 50-50, not even. Next was able to beat him down to it using some of those mechanics, and Angel a whole lot to work with. Tool was kind of backwards, a bit of an awkward exchange, but he was able to get to it. Now Polar had the opportunity for a Doomsday dish. A little bit of a shout out to the EU world.
The freestyler coming in on the left side. Now T. Carell going to collect this one in the corner. A 50-50 challenge by Daunt. Shoots it across. An opportunity perhaps, but no. A nice clear. Next to midfield. A challenge from Angel. A double down here. Oh, nobody to follow it up. And now Polar taking it the other way.
Yeah, Daunt's known to be that shadow defender. But now you see another shot taken. Daunt was already up for that one twice. Shut him down. Now Tool the other way. He's got room to work with as well. Quick pop. Now we'll slow play it, and it works. Off the defender there from Harrisburg. Now they're up 3-0. The driver's seat, they switch.
Oh,
now
my
it's West Virginia
gosh.
in control.
Watch out for the West Virginia transition from defense to offense. Oh my goodness, what looked like almost a 1-2 in favor of Harrisburg switched quickly in a moment's notice. West Virginia taking it back the other way, and wow, looking good while doing it.
Daunt's starting to settle in. You can feel it. He had the first couple of goals. Now you can tell they're playing different. What a shot there from next. But Don handled it. Again, his defense on point. But it just shows the skill level between both of these teams, man. It's awesome.
And sometimes all it takes is one player to start feeling themselves, and they can take over the game. For West Virginia, that name is Taunt.
It's funny because he was talking about, facing off with potential Maryville, and how it was going to be very difficult to deal with Knight. It's because of the way he's able to take over games. Well, Don, you're able to do it as well, clearly. You're able to take over this game number 2. Right now, 25 seconds left. A chance for T. Carell. Nothing doing. Shut down again. They're running out of time for sure. Angel trying to play in. Next takes a shot, but that'll be easily handled by Tool. And that should just about do it for this game number 2. It's all about West Virginia playing their style of play. Harrisburg was still getting up quick for challenges. They were still doing the right things, but at the end of the day, in this game number 2, it will fall to West Virginia. And now it's cliche to say that you have no expectations as far as what's going to happen in game number 3, but with these two score lines, I am legitimately clueless. But either way, West Virginia has fought for a game number 3.
A 5-1 into a 3-0 the other way. Absolutely, West Virginia fighting for this game 3. We knew it was going to happen between these two squads, and what resolve they've shown to get back into it, right? Zero time to flip that switch on, and they've done it. Great defensive play, even better offensive play to really turn it back on Harrisburg.
So I don't have any audio on what Don's saying, but it looked like he was saying, give it to me. Just give it to me, man. I
Give me the
want
ball.
it, baby.
Give me the ball.
And yeah, Angel and Tool, they have that experience together, and now I think they're looking at Don like, all right, kid, pop off. We'll let you do it, right? If you're ready, awake, and gonna get things going for us, let's establish it. Let's see if they can keep this control as well, because it could very easily tilt back the other way to Harrisburg. And game number 3, decisive. This will be huge in the seeding side of things, as we know both of these teams expected to be 1-2. Oop pulls away with it, man. At this point.
Well, you already said, I don't know. How do you think I feel?
I mean, fair enough. Anybody's game here. The Storm. We're able to kick off the Storm early. But the Mountaineers have climbed the mountain of the 5-1 loss that they had in game number 1, and they will look to transition it back into a place where they're comfortable in game number 3.
Harrisburg, though, I mean, it is raining outside. Do they get the storm buff?
Oh, Storm buff, yeah. Plus 25% shooting.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to settle it here, right now. Game number 3 in Harrisburg, already on the board.
Well, talk about turning things. Bowler went up to the ceiling. Look at that. The speed is unreal, and T. Carell serving as a fake there, essentially, and was able to get things kicked off for the Storm. Get you details as far as what's going on here, but as it stands, as far as what we've seen on stream, that 1-0 lead to Harrisburg. So whether it counts or not, we'll find out here in a moment, but they definitely started off pretty hot.
That's right, and sometimes, even if that goal doesn't count, that's the switch you need to go back in your favor,
Facts.
right? A little bit of momentum. Of course, we don't know what's going on. Yeah, okay.
I was going to mention that typically you want that spark to happen in the last game versus having it happen as a...
Fair. Something that doesn't count.
Game number 3.
But we don't know.
That's true. We could very easily hop back in here. We're going to get the details here from production and let you know here momentarily. Let's break down the first 2 games while we wait. Game number 1, all Harrisburg, their offense disappeared. They were still making great decisions. They're still using their speed, up for challenges instantly. No hesitation, which is expected from this team at this level anyways. But they're not doubting themselves in any factor whatsoever. The way that West Virginia bounced back, and the way that it was Don to get things started as well as the freshmen coming in, well, it kind of speaks to what Angel's doing here, getting these players accustomed to this collegiate life. Don said he's trying to play in as many tournaments as possible to continue his growth. And clearly it just takes one game, and then suddenly you're settled in for the rest of the day. I mean, Don was so impactful in that game number 2, and that's how we got here.
Yeah, and having the captain in Angel, the junior, the leader, getting a freshman associated and into buying into what you're doing, right?
Yep.
It's a little bit of an interesting situation, the fact that they both split off at the professional level in RLCS. They split off to 2 different teams, Angel and Tool, and then Don over with a different one. But when they come together, boy, are they fearsome. And if they're able to get all on the same page and have very similar play styles, that practice at the professional level, weird to say, coming back to a land here for the collegiate level. Looks like we're back into it, folks, so we're going to settle this once again. Game number 3, Harrisburg versus West Virginia.
All right, let's pick up where we left off. All right, raining outside, storm, 25% boost. Oh,
yeah. All right, we're back. We're back.
There we go. And so is Harrisburg. They're already in this offensive side. Tikaro bumped off it, though. Don saw it and really quickly reacted in that situation. Look at the flick, though. Tool couldn't connect either. This will fall all the way back to Next, and he'll continue forward. He's got Tikaro. He's looking back, wall flip, reset, and Angel able to jump up and shut them down before anything could get started.
And back over once again. A nice clear from Tool here. But look out Next. His positioning has been really surprising me. He's got really good game sense about where he needs to be in regards to the player that he's facing off with. Even if he doesn't have possession, he knows where he needs to be in order to be able to make that defensive play, get the clear, get the pass, and hopefully get the ball back, right? You know, he's been scoring a ton in game number 1, and we'll see if Harrisburg can get that spark here in game number 3 against West Virginia. But so far, a minute in, a 0-0 score line. So seems as though both defenses have settled in.
Angel's gonna have a tough time here. He's backwards. He's really in no man's land here, and it was all because Harrisburg put him in that spot. No discrediting Angel and what he's been able to accomplish. It just got to him a little bit with. He was able to bounce around. Next is trying to continue that pressure as well. Almost had that shot, but Polar will clean it up 1-0 for Harrisburg. And justice is served, just like we saw in the last little bit. Harrisburg will be on top of game number 3.
Yeah, nice little pass over to the side. Next, a great touch against the back wall, and Polar, perfect timing to clean that one up. A 1-0 lead, just as we had before the reset, except just a little more time has elapsed.
About a minute 30. Carell will fight Next again. Shot, potential, the fake off the post. Bowler will clean it up again. His second of the game, number 3, and 2-0 lead for Harrisburg.
And look at these comms, right? Next, knowing to leave that one alone, whether he maybe he got bumped off, but then Polar coming straight through to clean up T. Carell. That was fantastic. A 2-0 lead. Harrisburg taking the early one here in game number 3.
West Virginia was able to answer after game number 1 loss. That was after they had to reset an entire game. Can they do it mid-game? Can they get things going? Not when T-Girl's trying to make plays like that. Was eventually shut down here from West Virginia as they settle. Angel beat to it by Next here. Thought he had a little bit more time. Now beat to it. The pass is good. The hat trick in the first couple of minutes for Polar. They're up 3-0.
This is going to be a hard mountain to climb. You've got 3 minutes left, but this is the exact moment that they were up 3-0 in game number 1. And West Virginia only able to get 1 goal to their name, to the Harrisburg's additional 2 to make a 5-1 scoreline. So West Virginia running out of time. This could very well decide the number 1, number 2 seed here in Group A. How do they respond with the remaining time they have?
Angel had to challenge Polar. He was set up by Next perfectly. And now Tool trying to transition it back down. Here's Don. He'll launch it forward. It's heading in the right direction for now. This will bounce off corner, but Polar followed and tracked that ball with perfection. Out of harm's way for Harrisburg for how long. That'll definitely free up things as Don was demoed on that back line, but he'll respawn in time to get a back pass from Angel. Now trying to settle it, but can't do much with it. Ticarel, but Angel able to recover on that one and cover his own tracks there. That one could have been nasty for West Virginia. That might have been the dagger. It still might be.
Oh.
Next going back wall opportunity. Don just had to fight him off here, and Tool will make it land on his teammate's car. Don to follow up here too. Next, with a quick challenge. Here's Polar, flip reset, now trying to march forward, leaves it for Ticarel, bested by Angel. Now he's got the pass, a shot potentially just off the mark. Now trying to turn in is Tool, but Don's got to return back, and they have to start from scratch here, but they're doing a good job to at least maneuver the ball across the pitch.
Wow. You're already seeing West Virginia start to put some pieces together, but is it going to be too little too late before they get at least 1 goal on the board? Polar trying to put this one through. Daunt going to be able to take it away. He sneaks one by, but the rotation back is quick and true from the side of Harrisburg. T. Carell off the back wall. Just has Angel to beat. Can he get it by? Not going to be in this case, but the damage is done potentially here. Time is burning off the clock, and that with a 3-0 lead for Harrisburg is all you're looking to do at this point. Maybe add a couple more really to drive home the point. This series is ours.
All right, 1 minute left. West Virginia, do or die. Got to move forward, but it's hard to do that when Polar is shielding you on that wall. You can't get anywhere. Now across the box though. Next, I will handle it. Sidewall he goes. Not. Couldn't find Tool again. Polar now just killing time at this point. Shot taken, a little bit high. Doesn't matter. Follow up from Next, and that'll do it here, I believe. 4-0 now. Barring a miracle here, Harrisburg has fought off that game number 2 victory from West Virginia. And they're in the driver's seat yet again, just 44 seconds from closing out.
I mean, that's a goal every 11 seconds for West Virginia. And the way that Harrisburg has been playing defense up until this point in game number 3, that seems basically impossible. As you said, basically is going to wrap this one up, especially the way that Harrisburg is able to just burn seconds off the clock. Just 30 remain now, and it's looking like Harrisburg is going to be dancing their way to a 1-0 to start off Boost on the Beach.
This is the most crazy of series too. Just how it was one-sided in all 3 games, and yet it was razor close, basically.
Razor close.
Literally, this could have gone West Virginia's way in a very one-sided fashion. We saw it in game number 2, but it did not manifest in this game number 3. And instead, T. Corral will take the victory lap, try to foil it to the ground. Sure enough, it'll fall. Harrisburg University takes their first win of the day over West Virginia.
Really surprising, though. You said both teams incredibly even, and we saw that here in this matchup, but effectively blowouts every single game either way, right? When teams had it figured out, boy, did they have it figured out. There's smiles coming out of Harrisburg here on this bright, sunny Harrisburg Saturday. I don't know what am I talking about.
They're looking to make it their Saturday, clearly.
That's right.
With that statement win, there's no doubt about it. So a game that went to game number 3, and obviously super close. You love to see the handshakes out here in front too. The spirit of the match here. Harrisburg, we said, was going to be in this top 4. So they've actually proved me wrong as far as who was going to take that series. Harrisburg, I knew that they were deadly, and Xander, you pointed it out that it was literally anybody's match, especially in a best of 3, and they just happened to win one more game than they did. It's a game number 3. Do or die. Harrisburg performed.